I'm so sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. I forgot that I have it open in another window. Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. There's always technical difficulties. I try to bring in 2023 on the right note and still, still I ain't got my life together. Anyways, welcome back to another round. It is 2023 and we are back with another season of Ready to Love for you guys. We are still in Miami. We're in South Beach, or at least they said South Miami. So let me not add on some extras. Let me keep it to what time you said. They're in South Miami this time, and we got 16 new people that we got to go through this year. So I'm joined with Corey from Black Made Media. You guys know my boy as already and stuff. And we're going to get into it. We might have some special guests coming in later to talk about the episode with us. We're not going to be here too long. We're just going to get into the nitty gritty of some of the biggest topics that I seen you guys talking about with some of the couples, some of the people on the show. First, I'd like to say big shout outs to Rashid and Simone, because you guys know I love me some Simone, and Rashid is a nice looking dude, a real put together man, and congratulations to them too on their upcoming nuptials. Much praise and blessings to them. And Corey, you got anything you want to say to the people real quick?
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm ready to get started. Good to go.
Yeah. First of all, overall, how did you feel about the singles?
Yeah, so with the casting, I kind of felt that there were some duplicates from previous seasons. I felt that there was a little Simone there with Natasha. I felt there was a little Luna there, Lumi there with Mercedes. There's a little personalities. I can tell some similarities in personality. So we want to see if they're going to get the same personality all the way through, or this is just introductory to a whole nother person. So I'm looking forward to the season. You're muted.
Ooh.
I was gonna try to make sure you was okay, but I'm putting on the wrong button, girl.
Hey girl, look, this lighting is not helping my hair at all. Hey y'all.
Hey, what's going on?
You need a redo? I'll bring you back up.
Yeah, girl, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yes, but yeah, I felt the same way, and I'm glad you remembered her name, because I could not remember it earlier when Kojo was going live about it. But Looney, I was like, yes, I think it's Mercedes. Mercedes remind me more than Brandy, more like Looney.
Yes.
Oh, and not
yes,
so far. Yeah, I was
agree.
like, there is a lot of repeats, but they didn't tend to do that. And I'm like, when I first watched it, I know in TV comedy, a lot of people don't know this, there's certain characters that they go for. You have like the lovable, what they call it, the lovable, I'm going to lose the actual title, but it's like the lovable goof. So it's like a goofball, but they're lovable and sweet. You have what they call, excuse my French for any minors out there, but it is the term that they use, is the bitch. Or you have the narcissist up in it. You have like the antagonist, and it's different characters that they play when they cast for TV script. So it's like the same thing with this reality TV, that they have a particular cast that they go for every single, yes, that's it, lovable, humble, that's it, I believe. So thank you so much for that, Adrian. They have this particular cast that every season, especially as of late, we begin it. If it's not that they cast the person's personality, they cast them that by looks that look the same. Because it's like a Sabrina 2.0
yeah.
with Corvea. And I mean, almost to the T that they have the same bloodline, you know?
Yeah, I do see that as well. When it comes to how they pick people, it seems like it is based upon looks more so than the character this season. So I did see a couple of those who like, you guys pick them? Did you do a thorough interview with them first, or do you just send it a picture and you're good to go? So it's kind of complicated.
Hey, Libba, we got it good now, mama.
I'm a little bit better. I was trying not to show all this gray hair, but you know what? Y'all gonna get this gray in 2023.
Hey, I love it. Look, I'll be counting my little bits. They coming in. I can't wait.
Girl, the whole hairline. I mean, but go ahead.
How you feel about this season so far?
So far it's cute. It's real cute. I think that I kind of agree with you all. There is obviously a formula that the show comes up with. You mentioned the fun dizzy girl. That would have been me in my season. But I think that the chemistry, I didn't feel any chemistry just yet. Not that you would at a mixer, but you can typically identify like, oh, I can see a potential future with these particular people, but I didn't necessarily feel that so much. I will say that a lot of the women on there are gorgeous and beautiful, and they seem to have it going on. And it seems like the brothers are more regular, regular folk, which I like, again, but I kind of feel like the women are probably going to give the men a run for their money this go around.
That's how I was feeling too.
Yeah.
They're a gorgeous lot of women. I'm not going to lie. They're
Yeah.
a gorgeous lot of women.
Group. Very attractive. But I also feel like it's very interesting because the age ranges. So here you have the men are older than the women. Did y'all notice that? So there are a lot of men who are in their late 30s and then early 40s, whereas the women, the majority of them are early 30s, mid 30s to maybe a couple of late. And the one thing that there are a few things that I would give recommendations to production, but in particular, they need to do a better job of matching people's lifestyles. And a perfect example, what is the brother's name that was on the chopping board or the chopping block? Is it Blake? What's the guy's name?
Blake and Dre.
Blake and Dre. Dre was the DJ that got kicked off, right?
Right.
So Dre has 3 kids. He's 44.
Blake, yeah, it was Blake.
Yes. Right. And so what is he gonna do with a young little 31-year-old who's looking at a man with 3 kids? And the way that he positioned it, he was real slick with it. I saw you, Blake. 3 different stages in my life. Okay.
Let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it, because
they didn't do that to Dante. Girl, right. They were lighting up Dante in the comments, with 3, baby daddy, having 3 different baby mama or 5, whatever the number is, 4, 3, I don't know. But they did not give, Blake, like they made it seem like it wasn't anything. He was real slick with it.
I think for in his defense for this season, though, there are a lot of people, period, that have children this season. So it kind of benefits him in that doubt. Not saying that his looks, of course, didn't help or whatnot. And not to say that Dante is a bad looking guy or whatever, but you guys didn't have, on your season, you didn't have much people that had multiple children. At least we didn't see.
Or children at all.
At all, yeah. And so this season, a lot of them is like 2, 3, at least 1. So it's a lot of people. But I do agree that having younger women with men that are established and clearly don't want children, it's a bad look. But then it's also a good talking point for us, for especially telling men.
Nobody care about us.
No, I know they don't care about us, but for telling men to just be honest and stay in your truth. If you don't want any more kids, don't be lying and suckering people into your life. And then next thing you know, you get them knocked up. And now you guys are not together. And now we on TV talking about kids being broken because they're being raised by single mothers. So,
well, the irony of it is that he talked about broken kids. However, you have 3 different stages in your life. So what do you consider yourself? Do you or your children, do you consider them broken? And are they broken as a result of the 3 different stages that were happening in your life? So he has to be careful in terms of how he positioned things, because I would have imagined, with him making a comment such as that he's also talking about his own experience. You got 3 different stages. So that means you didn't learn that your children was broken after number 1, after number 2, So, but again, I just feel like it's miscast. I mean, they cast it based off of obviously dramatics and comedy and personalities and things of that nature. But I think that it could be a much more effective type of show if you're able to match people's lifestyles better. So if you're going to do the 30s, do the 30s. Like, don't introduce people in their 40s or late or mid 40s. Just stick with the 30s if that's the show that you want. If you want more grown and sexy, then, steer more towards 35, no, 37 and above, because it's going to be a lot of mixed matches. And I think that that's one reason why you only have but less than 5 couples who's ever survived on that show, and it had some kind of longevity.
I agree. I think what you said is true, that they need to stick to like a age range, maybe from like early 30s to mid, or even late, they're just in the 30s.
Yeah.
They would get everything they want. If they want the drama, that everything, because it's dating is competition. Like, it really is. And it's going to come naturally. So generally the younger they are, the more drama is going to be anyway.
Not necessarily. No, look at the Housewives, girl. Look at Housewives of Atlanta. They actually
True that.
So the older you get, the older you get, the better you perfect acting a fool. Okay, the more you perfect being petty. So let's not go.
But look, I've been trying to take my petty crown off for a while now, and it ain't been working.
Oh, it fits perfectly, honey. Listen, wear that crown.
It ain't coming off. It's getting worse.
No, let that thing grow. Okay.
But yeah, so we were just gonna talk about some of these matters. So since we on Blake and that conversation with Corvea, and you touched on it a lot already about, what does that speak of your children? And you're talking about a bunch of people possibly in this room standing right here, because as we heard, a lot of people were a product of a home that split. And we don't know which part of age that they split at, but sure, some of them might have split it early, and you're telling these people in their face that they're basically broken.
And that's unfortunate, because that is pretty much the majority of the Black community, right? So a lot of Black folks have been raised by their grandmothers, their aunts, or a single mom, or something like that. Or even if they had a single mom, they were still, hey, Sean. If they were raised by a single mom, they were still had a hand with Big Mama, so you have to be careful, because we are still a community that looks out for one another, right? Mm-hmm. We still have a community of aunties and uncles and extended friends and, extended families. So, that's one separate issue in itself. I respect the brother for saying he doesn't want any more kids. I really don't get that 87% comment. I mean, that threw me off a little bit. Corey, what did you think about that 87%?
Yeah. What it said to me was that when he had a conversation with Natasha about it, he was done. It was a done deal for him. But he also realized in the course of that, hold on, I can't do that. I'm gonna miss out. I'm gonna get sent home if I do that. So he thought 87 was a good number, because otherwise I don't know where he pulled that number from. Because bro, I'm like 87%. What you gonna do with 13%? Okay. I mean, you might as well say zero at that point.
I was wondering if he's in education. Personally, I'm a professor, so I'm like, okay, 87. So he's saying that's a strong B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We almost had an A. Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He had a strong B, like 13%. Like, I'm solid. I'm good either way. But I think...
what that 13% translated to me as, if I accidentally knock her up,
I mean, I gotta stay there. Yeah, I guess so. Huh?
I just gotta deal with the fact. That's what that gave me. It's not that speech that he tried to give after, as if she's the right one, because if she's the right one, we'll be more down to 50%. I feel like somewhere down lower than some 87%. You're still on the higher of a no.
Yeah. And what it told me is that the brother doesn't have much game. So, and not to say he's not, and what I mean by that is that perhaps he's not really good with expressing himself and, knowing how to read the room So I'm kind of with you, Corey. Maybe he thought about it after the fact, like, damn, I might have just ruined my chances. But then what that also does is question, why is he there then? If he's thinking that's going to ruin his chances of staying or going, then that could backfire as well. So I think the 87% comment, what he could have said was, I'm pretty certain that I don't want any more children. God has blessed me with 3 already. However, I'm open to the possibility, and he could have left it at that.
Yeah, don't make it a numbers game, because if make it a numbers game, people pay closer attention to what you're saying.
Right. So, and then, are you Rain Man? Like, what are we doing here? Like, you calculating that was 87.7283%. Like, come on now.
Yeah, his answer was no. It was clearly no. And I mean, he has the right to feel how he wants to feel, but it's how he delivers it as well. I agree with you 100%, Libba, that he doesn't have any game. A lot of the men on the show prove they didn't have any game by their conversations or lack thereof with the women on the show. So to me, it's just like he was backpedaling. I feel he's backpedaling, trying to cover some ground that he probably missed. But it also comes out to me that he's just not there for the right reasons. Yeah. And he's trying to stay on there for as long as he can. Maybe he wants the public eye. Maybe he wants to be a model, or he is a model, or something like that. Maybe he just wants to be in that limelight for as long as he can. But to me, it seems like he's not attracted to or pursuing anyone there seriously. His line of question showed it too.
Let me say this, and as a person who's been on that show, what you don't understand is the pressure of being underneath them damn cameras, y'all. Like, so not just cameras. So let me just break it down. There are so many staff. You got like the photographer, you have the cameraman, you have audio, you have all these people, and then they're like honing in on you, and so sometimes what happens is, and I know even for me, because when I'm nervous, I get chatty, right? I talk about like shit that don't matter. And so I'm saying that because I have to give all of them some grace with this first episode. Because you're in an environment in which it's unfamiliar. You go in with one mindset, like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to find my potential person. But then you get in there and you're like, it feels like the Twilight Zone, And so with that being said, he could have been hella nervous as well, just like all the other folks. So, and maybe that's why he thought about it. So I'm not going to necessarily question, his sincerity just yet, because that first day, you guys, is chaos. That is like 13 hours of, hey, Fernando. It's 13 hours, if not, for us, it was longer. So 13, 14 hours of literally all eyes on you. You don't know how to sit. You don't know if you have stuff in your teeth. You don't know. You're trying to figure it out, and then to deal with new people and, wondering, is this my angle or is this not? Or, do I have something in my nose? It's crazy.
So I have a question for you when it comes to Blake. Do you think Blake can bounce back from what he did on the first episode? Do you think women will start to find him more attractive, want to keep him around, or do you feel like it's still going to be more of the same thing?
I think all Blake needs to do is take his shirt off and sweat a little bit.
Yes.
And the girls will see.
Exactly.
That's all the brother needs to do.
Exactly.
Let's face it, he got one of the better shapes up in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cutie pie. Maybe if he grew his hair out, get a little different hair, but I think that all he needs to do is to take that, unbutton, show a little taco meat, and he'll be fine. And I don't also think, I kind of get the impression that he didn't have the chance to talk to all of the ladies just yet, so, and that's possible. I didn't get to talk to everyone within 13 hours. So I think he'll be able to bounce back, because honestly, I don't feel like he's the worst one of the bunch.
Yeah, now I'm glad you said that too, and I'm gonna let Fernando go over after this. But somebody else, Keena actually said that it's enough time for you guys to talk to everybody. But then I've heard other people say that production pulls you one way and this way and that way a lot of times, and that sometimes when you're in the middle of a conversation, they cut it short and move you to somebody else. So I get like different
And sometimes what happens is that the person that you want to talk to is already speaking to somebody else, and then there's a line for that person, and then you're stuck with whoever you're stuck with. You know what I mean? So it's possible. I mean, I think I didn't speak to we had 10 men. I spoke to like 5, 6 maybe. So yeah. Hey, Fernando.
Hey, lover, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Happy 2023.
Hey.
How you doing, everybody? Hey, Corey. Hey, Jay. How you doing, folks?
Hey, Fernando. Glad you can make it. Thank you for coming through. So we were just talking about Blake and everything and his comments as far as having 3 kids, but 13% maybe another one, and having broken
listening.
kids.
If I can jump in and say my piece on Blake real quick. For myself, I heard Libba speaking about how like the age groups and the age ranges and stuff. On my season, I feel like the females were a little older. And so me being a younger guy, I wanted children. And a woman on my season were interested in having kids. So it was like a reverse. So it's kind of like you don't really know what you're walking into. And once you're there, it's kind of hard. So I kind of see Blake's point of why he said 13%, because you don't want to cut off certain people like that. I mean, granted, we all know what he probably really wants, but still you got to kind of play the game a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have did what Libba said and just not give a number, because that go 13% is still a cutoff. I'm hearing that and I'm like, yeah, you don't want kids.
And he sounds real analytical, right? So then that put him into like this category. Is he an introvert? Is he like into numbers? Is he rigid? And I think that's one of the reasons why the women put him in the bottom, because he seems so damn uptight too. And that goes back to my theory of maybe he was really, really nervous on top of everything else,
That was another thing. A lot of people were saying that he was kind of arrogant and whatnot. I don't think it was arrogance. I think he's just kind of firm on I'm going to say his worth, on what he believes, what he wants, and how he sees things. And he kind of speaks his mind regardless if it's PG or, proper for that moment or not. I'm still funny about him though. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think he's the worst of the bunch. I do feel like he may be analytical, or maybe an introvert, or not everybody is super social. And again, it goes back to me thinking that he may not even have that much game to him. Believe it or not, a lot of good-looking pretty boys who are analytical or who are gamers, and not to say he is, they don't have much game, and they don't even know their potential sometimes. And not to say that that's him, because he got 3 kids. He's been doing something productive. But I just feel like that just might be part of his, I didn't detect arrogance at all. What I detected was confidence and certainty. And I like that. I appreciate it, especially at that age of 44. But when you're talking to someone much younger, that could be confusing.
And that's where he messed up at, in my opinion. I think that him being confident is not a problem. It's his delivery. It was the interrogation I felt he kind of gave Natasha when asking the questions, but she didn't even get a chance to ask anything herself. It was just all him the whole time. And she had to actually interject and say, wait, it's my turn. Let me ask the questions,
Yeah. I like that she did that too.
Yeah, I like that she did it as well. Yeah.
He didn't like it, but he didn't like that.
He wanted to be in control.
And maybe that goes back to what Sean was saying, like him being a corporate security officer, whatever that is. But, and I'm not hating. I'm just saying, I don't know what a corporate security officer. I know what mine looked like in my building. He got a flashlight, but corporate.
That's him. That's corporate. That's it.
But it could, and I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, he could have a flashlight. Or it could be him dealing with like data and security breaches and things of that nature. So, but if that's the case, I can see why he's super analytical.
Yeah, but when you're asking questions, you're trying to get to know someone better. It's supposed to be a lighthearted conversation. He made it so serious. It seemed like he didn't want to engage into the laughter or joy. Or, what I'm saying? He wasn't showing that laid back kind of vibe that a lot of women feel more comfortable having conversations with when a man can display that. and that's what he kind of gave a little bit more of an uptight. But like you said, he may have reasons for why he was doing that, because it could have been just, the pressure of it all. But I'm just saying, from my vision from looking at it on TV, that's what I picked up.
With the flashlight, Sean. With the flashlight, Sean. No, just
Well, I was also going to say is what we did not see, and this goes back to what you were saying, Corey. He didn't flirt. He didn't I didn't see any kind of flirting, or him even saying, "Oh, girl, you looking good." I didn't see anything. So, but again, some men don't know how to flirt, and some men are not necessarily warm. That doesn't mean that they're not good partners. It's just that that's not what they do.
Some people are just so attractive that they don't have to. People just come to them.
Yeah, some people are full of personality.
That's him. I'm telling you, that's him. Like you said, if all he has to do is put a shirt on, that's it.
Take that shirt off.
What you said for
that's what he should have did. Shit, come in.
I mean, if he wasn't interested,
huh?
If he maybe wasn't interested in the girl like Natasha, maybe Natasha wasn't really his speed, so that's why he didn't see him being flirtatious or really showing interest, because he didn't want her. He wasn't, she wasn't her speed. So he didn't really show much interest in her. He didn't really engage with her as much as you thought he would, because he wasn't really feeling her like that.
Yeah, and you're right. Let's remember that, it's 13, 14 hours worth of stuff. And so, what's on the cutting room floor, who knows? But in terms of what they gave us, he didn't flirt with anybody. Mm-hmm. And remember, she even said, "This is the first time I see you smile." So...
yeah, he said he was smiling the whole time. I'm like, bro, I ain't see you smiling either, but okay.
Right, yeah.
And in his defense, though, Natasha on the opposite end was about the same when it came to her connections and making her rounds, where she wasn't, I don't know if she wasn't landing the flirts, if she was flirting, or she just something wasn't clicking with her and the guys as well. And when I watched it again, I kind of noticed the little things. Once they start engaging in conversation, other things start distracting her. She's picking off flies off or a bug off of somebody.
And she wasn't interested.
Yeah, she's just always distracted. And that was the comment at the end, is that there's no real connection. She'll make conversation, but there's no connection. So, us in the first impression, so how we do sometimes we just think we talk, and we had a great time and we conversate and stuff, but are you guys talking about anything of substance or value or anything? Or are you just rambling off at the mouth?
I mean, do you want the truth right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the truth. Okay, this is not gonna rub everyone the right way, but Natasha, the simple fact is that Natasha started off the show fully made up, hair a certain way, it was fine, but throughout the show, the makeup, I guess, is sweated off, the hair frizzed up, the attraction level changed. And I noticed that as a man, throughout the show, her attraction level changed when the makeup came off. So men pay attention to things like that. So I think that could have been, not saying it was, could have been one of the reasons why she was kind of voted off and not much interest was thrown her way.
Being that you're the second guy that said that.
What's Fernando saying?
Okay, so she has supposedly natural hair. So if it's natural hair, it does, the humidity, you're in Miami, it's hot, it does that.
Yes.
That's why you just go out with these curls like this.
So I understand her struggle. I would not blame her for it, but kind of is what it is. Like, it wasn't a good look having that puffy ponytail at the end, but that's life. You know what I'm saying? Just things occur and you got to deal with it, roll with it. She kept.
But y'all wouldn't be just happy like, oh, she got all this hair. She got, it's.
See,
I would say it's natural and it's long. I would give her props for that. I would give her, her due.
Though.
Hey, I'm not taking that away from her. And Fernando is absolutely correct. We can be understanding of the situation, but we always see what we see. Okay, we've already seen it. Okay, it's done now. I mean, I understand it's hot, but you didn't look a certain way in this certain heat, in certain weather. So we can't unsee what we already seen. So understanding it, we can understand 100%.
She wasn't the only one. I've seen a couple of other people's hair is frizzing up and things. Even my girl Simone's was frizzing a little bit and stuff. Just the way she had it pinned,
Well, let's remember. Miami.
What
happened that day. So it was Miami 1. 2,
it was raining.
It was raining, y'all. Do you not understand? Any moisture when you get your hair straightened, Oh, it is a wrap. You got to be fully prepared. Okay. So I'm not so mad at her bun and all of that. I will say that if she was an attractive woman, so that's not the issue. And actually, she was one of the most attractive, I guess, out of the bunch. So she had a cute little shape. She's an attorney. She seemed nice enough. But I think that maybe just the men were not interested in her. And then let me just say this. If being as a person who was in that circumstance, she may have not been interested. I know that was my case. I ain't want none of those men. I'm friends with them all now, but I ain't want them. Like, I was ready to self-eliminate, honestly, but I was like, nah, I came too far. I can't do that. But but I will say that, so that could be one thing. Maybe she wasn't putting out any energy, maybe perhaps she wasn't necessarily interested. Maybe she didn't see her type there because they didn't capture her saying anything, right? Did she say, "Oh, I like him," or "I like him"? Like, I don't remember her being interested in anyone. Do you?
Not really. That's what it was like. She didn't really make a connection with anybody. They was talking, trying to talk to her, and she was picking off bugs and
yeah,
and this way and that way.
But that's how editing work, you guys. So it only takes one little thing like that. Please understand, it only takes for them for someone to say that she's scattered or whatever else. All they needed was certain little things to show that, oh yeah, that does substantiate their.
Well, that I'm not saying that she's scattered, because it took me the second time to actually pay attention, because I was trying to see what everybody was saying. Like, they weren't saying she was scattered or anything. They were just trying to figure out what it was, why she got picked at the end. And I was kind of like, yeah, why did she get picked? Because nobody really said anything other than she wasn't totally connecting with anybody.
Who was the other girl at the bottom?
Z.
Oh.
And listen, I have some contingency with Z, just kind of like with Keena's situation. I blame half production. I also blame half her, because she pulled this outfit out. I did not.
So let me give y'all some background.
Z has a body. Z has a nice body, and that outfit was not flattering at all. So, and I usually don't talk about outfits.
Let me tell y'all how this works. I don't know if I'm violating anything, but it's been a while. So, so what's supposed to happen is that as castmates, we have to send them our outfits. Like,
that's the point.
No, hold on. Let me finish. So we have to send them our outfits, right? They always want men and women to wear like these colorful colors, like purple, green, pink, yellow. So you'll notice that every first mixer, you'll notice that there is an array of different colors, right? Of the rainbow, right? So what happens is that the outfit that you like might get rejected. So then you choose, literally, because I had like 3 outfits that were like, no, you can't wear that. So then what happens is that they have a person who actually chooses, no, we want you to wear this. Okay.
And that's why I said half and half.
So part of that could have easily been that, they chose her outfit. I didn't see a problem with her outfit. And honestly, I will say that
it's not flattering to her. It's a nice outfit, but it just on her body. I like her. She has a nice shape, because when they show her coming up in her jeans and the other stuff, she has a nice body, but it just covered a lot of her in an unflattering way, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. It was just so big. And like in this area and everything, it was just a lot of fabric. Yeah, it was a lot of fabric.
But it showed her personality. So she seems to be kind of like fluid, and I'm sure she burns incense and listens to Erykah Badu at some point. You know what I mean? So she seems to be kind of bohemian. Mm-hmm. And so that looked like, to me, I don't know her, but that looked like her to me. That outfit looked more like her than her jean outfit or her denim outfit to me. Yeah.
And that's why I said I don't blame her totally, because if you don't know, I've been doing like industry work for a while. So like, if I know I'm going to be background and they bring outfits, I'm bringing outfits that I want to wear.
Sure.
And they're going to have to just choose from what I bring. And that's on purpose. But if you don't know, you're just going to lay out a bunch of stuff that you have in your closet saying, oh, you want colors. Okay, let me give you these colors.
Right.
Or whatnot. Exactly. And so that's why I was like, part her, part them. Because I'm a for sure throw out the things that I know is just like, I don't really like that on me. Like you're not gonna even see
you
it.
always see like a lot of bandage dresses. You'll notice some of the same old stuff because you gotta wear these like, primary colorful colors,
Mm-hmm. I mean, it works for TV. I'm not, like I said, all the ladies are beautiful. I'm not gonna take away. And I usually don't talk about people's outfits, and I don't care. That one to me was just, I really hated
wasn't
production.
for her.
Yeah, I really hated production for like dressing her like that or whatnot. And I don't know if that took away from anything of them picking her or anything else. I have no clue. I'm not gonna say if it is or don't because I'm not a guy. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but you guys are here. Y'all can say how y'all feel if you paid attention to it or not.
I mean, less about the fit, more about the look and presentation. It kind of reminded me of Ace. That kind of same, yoga, earthy type. And that's cool. Teachers on. You know what I mean? Teachers on. I'll leave that right there.
And that may not be for Miami, That's like a DC, New York, LA kind of, San Francisco vibe.
Maybe it's me. I haven't seen Miami yet either season. I'm like, where's the Miami chicks? Because I dated plenty. And I ain't never seen nothing like this on these shows. So it's just like, are they transplants to Miami? I'm trying to understand where these folks came from. You know what I mean? Like some have a little bit of vibe, but I don't have that real Miami that I'm used to.
What you used to, Fernando?
Exotic. All the, pizzazz, you know what I mean?
Puerto Rican.
Not even Caribbean. Like they're African Americans. They're African Americans too.
Afro-Latina.
But they're Afro, okay. But they just have a uniqueness about them. Just a exotic, just a flashy, just a presence about them. And I just haven't seen it yet so far in these couple seasons. But there's still more people coming on the show. So there we go.
Boy, y'all giving grace tonight. Y'all giving a lot of grace tonight. So my thing is that if she doesn't pick out her own outfit, if they actually have something like, hey, wear this, yes, I understand. I can get that. If it's not something from her own wardrobe, but everything in your closet should look nice on you. You should not be out here purchasing clothing that does not look nice on you. So they say, no, don't wear this, don't wear this, wear that. Cool. I'm still gonna be fly in this anyway. No matter what you pick in my closet, I'm gonna look good. And I'm thinking that's what it is. But if you're saying that they're going to Macy's and getting some stuff for them and saying, okay, where it is, then okay.
No. So you pick from your own wardrobe. Like let's say, for the mixer, they say we want all colorful, outfits. So then you present them with like 4 or 5 different options, including your shoes, and then you have someone say, all right, this is what we like, wear this, so, yeah.
Okay.
And you send it in prior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
But I'll say what Libba talked about earlier about colors and stuff. I had a custom blue suit made, and by the time the suit was made, I couldn't wear blue anymore. So my suit was wasted. They told me to wear black and white. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going on TV wearing black and white. That's dead. So that's why I ended up wearing gray and pink and blue just to stand out, just to be seen. So that was my whole impression about it. So it's kind of like the outfit is a big deal, and you really don't know until you're there, and then hey Simone, and like I think I had maybe 2 days to finally get my outfit approved before we end up filming, and so like you have all this time leading up to it, but then the last second things do change. You kind of got to pivot, so that situation does occur as well.
Yeah, say no.
Yeah.
Say no.
That would be me. I'd be like, I don't have another outfit. I don't know what to tell you guys.
And then you gotta save your outfit for later. So that's the other thing. Like they may have to refilm something, or you got to be in a confessional, so you have to make sure that you have that same outfit on deck.
Oh, what if I was a person that don't wear nothing twice? Child, y'all got me effed up. No, just
well, they do it so that it seems like it's all
I know
cycle or whatever. But yeah,
I'll just play it.
No, but when I tell you, they try to make sure your hair is the same, your earrings, the shade of lipstick. It's
yeah, I heard they complained about a couple of ladies in past seasons. I think last season too, for changing their hair so much, and so yeah. I get it. I get it. I mean, it's TV. That's how they do in regular TV shows. If you ever worked on them before, you know, if you came in one day, they take a picture of you. If they feel like they might have follow-up scenes, and you're gonna have to come in that same thing all the way down to your makeup. So I get that. It's just that if I have to bring something, I got to show you something. You gonna get my best.
What's the young lady's name that was almost kicked off the what was her name?
On which
this one who was on the bottom, but that was saved.
Z.
What was her?
Z.
Okay. I kind of feel like it wasn't necessarily so much of her look. Well, I don't know if it was because of her looks, but I definitely feel like she was really laid back. And some of the men didn't know how to receive it, you know, so perhaps she was a little too easygoing and didn't exert herself enough. But she did seem real chill.
Somebody said homeboy vibes.
Yeah, she got that. And then the only thing that was a red flag for me was more in her confessional when she was just like, she obsesses over her man. I was like, I mean, I know y'all love to be, you know, y'all the king and all this stuff like that. But when I use the word obsess in my head, that's like really strong. Like, I'm chasing you around. I'm like every 5 minutes calling you everywhere. Yeah. Like, I'm a little bit stalkerish and stuff. And so that, for me, that'll draw a pause. Like, I don't want you obsessing. You know, lust me a little bit, you know, fiend for me, but don't obsess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you guys tell me how y'all feel. Do y'all feel like you want a woman to baby you, watch you eat her cooking, and obsess over you?
I mean, it's nice. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
With the blinks.
It shows that she cares. But to say it out loud is just like, you obsessed with me? It's like, you know, saying red flag. Like, chill. Let's take our time.
Already?
But
right.
Right. It's a little early to saying that, but I understand once we get, you know, going and really into each other, please be obsessed with me. Please let me be what you think about, you know, every day, all day. That's right. It shows that you're actually thinking about me. You actually care. So I can work with that. But it's not the first day. Not the first day.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little appreciation. We need more of that in this world. You understand? Mm-hmm. So it's nothing wrong with what she said. I think the only thing that I had an issue with Z said was about the communication. She said she's a big communicator, and it did not come out in that date with DeMario. So
true.
Yeah. So for me, you know, you got to get to a point where, you know, I know it's popular to say I'm a big communicator. I love to communicate because that's what's popular in dating terms. But if that's not truly who you are, just speak on the fact you need to work on it a little bit more. But I don't think that showed for her, you know, in the communication piece. But as far as the she said she want to rub on his head while he's eating her food. She want to watch him eat her food, and you know, she wants what I got from that was that she wants a man to be proud of her and the things that she does for him. So it's nothing wrong with that, you know. I don't think it's as deep as the, you know, like Liv was saying with the knife in the hand. You know, hopefully that's not the case. But it seems like she just wants someone, you know, to kind of appreciate her, and she wants to appreciate them in her own special way.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, Libby.
No, I agree with both of you all. I think that you know, there are women out here who do cater to their men, and who take pride in that, myself included. However, you have to get to that point. So a lot of men are not going to necessarily be receptive to that, and some of them they don't know, it's foreign to them as well. You know, because there are women who do it, but then some of them are crazy. You know, so. You know, you have to ease your way into something like that, or even putting that into the conversation. And I think she was talking to, who was she talking to? Was it Blake or
DeMario?
Okay, yeah, because he didn't receive that very well either. Yeah,
and that was my thing. That both Natasha and her, I believe, was at the bottom because they got the same review from two different men. That they didn't find, they both were saying a lot of things, but none of the men got what they wanted from a man, like what they were looking for in a man. Both Blake said that about Natasha, and DeMario said that about Z. So if that was the vibe that they were both giving off, I can understand why they were both at the bottom.
And let me just add this. The women are aggressive. Like, I don't know about Miami, but oftentimes the expectation is that the woman puts herself out there, jump up on the man and make it seem interested. And so if you don't put yourself out there, then the men are also going to pick up on that. So they're looking for women, although she said she obsesses with her men or whatever, but they want someone to sweat them, you know. And so perhaps those two women were not sweating these men, like, you know, not willing to kowtow to, you know, stroke their egos.
Well, she said she was alpha, so Corey.
Listen, man. When it came to the whole thing about being alpha, it's just like even when DeMario said it, you know, it's like everyone feels like, I won't say everyone, a lot of people feel like alpha, being an alpha male is the way to be, you know, and it's like that's what everyone wants. And when it's not true, you know, it's a lot different male characteristics that are out there. You know, you got alpha and gamma, you have sigma, yeah, and you have omega. You have to know. People don't know these. They think it's just alpha and beta. If you're not an alpha man, you're a beta man. That's so completely wrong. So I just urge people to just do a little bit more
digging.
Dig and resource. Get your resources in the line and just, you know, look that up. But yeah, when people tell me they're alpha, I alphas really don't have to need to say they're alpha. It should just be there. It's in your presence. It's how you are. So when you say you're alpha, I'm like, maybe you think you are, but I don't really think you are. So
yeah, a lot of women, they wear that as a badge of honor. And I think that they're only thinking about the positive aspects of being an alpha female. But it is a turnoff. I had to learn that the hard way, because I used to deem myself as an alpha woman. And now I'm just a Black woman. So I'm a woman.
You put that strong in there, huh?
Okay. So I agree. Like, there's certain things that are unsaid that, you know, that can remain unsaid, but an alpha female, I feel like, has more of a negative connotation than an alpha male. Just because I agree with you, Corey, where the majority of society just assumes that most men are alpha men and not necessarily knowing the benefits of a sigma or an omega man. So she may have shot herself in the foot by saying that she is an alpha female. And the other thing is, I didn't really get that from her. I didn't feel alpha shit. I didn't feel alpha nothing, you know. But again, this is just the first episode.
You know what I've noticed though is that there are some women who will say they're alpha women just so a man understands that you can't run over me.
Don't mess with me.
You're not going to control me. Okay. And that's not necessary. You don't have to do that. So I just think that, you know, just making that statement in general, just saying that you're alpha male or alpha woman, it just brings a little, it seems like you're going to be combative. When a woman tells it to a man, it seems like you're going to be combative. Okay, our conversation is going to be dominated by you.
I don't need you.
Exactly. The I don't need you type of energy that you're going to give. So yeah, I'm just against all that.
Agreed.
I think it seemed like it just came out because he said he was an alpha or whatnot. And like you said, Corey, she's like, oh no, we're not about to go down this road of you thinking you're going to dominate me. And I think that's because some people, they don't totally understand the role of an alpha male. They know what the title implies, but they don't understand the whole role of what that means, or to be an alpha, period. It doesn't mean that I just dominate over you. I just rule over you. It just means that I'm going to take the lead in most of the things that happens to go forward, meaning that if I have to go to war, I'm going to be in the forefront. I'm going to be the one in the front, making sure that we get these things done.
He's a leader.
Yeah. And that's really what that means. It doesn't mean that I control the whole household. I control everything you do. It's just that I'm going to lead, and my leadership is going to be in a way that is respected naturally. Generally, an alpha commands natural respect. It's not, I have to demand it from you. I have to force it out of you. It's that I lead in love, and naturally you're going to follow. You know, and if you tell me you're alpha, after God, that's fine. Because then I know you're leading in love. But when you just come out in alpha, well, what type of alpha are you? Like, are you need to be the leader of the pack? Because I'm not a boy. I'm not the pack. Like you're supposed to lead me naturally. That's how I feel. I'm a woman.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
I carry masculine energy, but when it comes to my man, I feel like you need to lead me naturally.
I mean, in my personal opinion, I feel like what's understood, I need to be said. If you're an alpha male, don't care be an alpha male, do you, bro? Myself, I'm a sigma male. My ability to adapt, I can lead if I need to lead, but if there's someone else who can lead, I'm fine with that. It's
Mm-hmm.
just about being able to adapt to what's going on around you. But a lot of when it comes to that's a whole nother topic, man.
For
I want
another
to make
day.
it about
No, another day. We'll be here for
yeah,
hours.
for sure. I'm leaving that there.
Yeah, I'm learning
Okay,
on
but
this though, because
moving
like
on. Go ahead,
I was
Fernando.
saying, I heard alpha before, but I never heard of a sigma alpha or a sigma and the differences between them. So I'm like looking forward to it, hearing about
Yeah,
them more,
look up a
understand it more.
Sigma man. Look up a Sigma man, because that is, to me personally, I really appreciate Sigma men. And those are the men who are adaptable.
Look at
Yes,
Corey.
Corey.
Why? Thank you. Why? Thank you.
I'm educated, boo. I know it. I know about Sigma and Omega men.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I love me an Omega.
yeah, I love a Sigma man because of their adaptability, and they still have traits of an alpha male. So,
Mm-hmm.
if they need to step up, if they need to hunt, if they need to, do what they need to do, great. But they're also observers, and so they move and they speak, when they speak, people listen. Sometimes with that alpha male, they speak because they want to speak and they want to hear them damn selves and they don't want to hear nothing else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for alpha females, like, I'm an alpha female. I can do this, I make this much and blah, blah, blah. You're not going to tell me what to do, so I think it all depends on people's understanding of those terminologies. However, in relationships, you're going to have someone who leads, and I'm not saying lead everything, but that's the beauty of having a fluid type of relationship, is that, he steps up and then I support him and I step up and he support us, and, you work together. So there you have it. But
we'll have a day. We'll talk about. We'll get into it. And stuff
yes.
because when you really get into it, you'll realize how, even though it's a structure, everybody is needed within that structure.
Oh yeah,
Regardless, you
everybody
need
plays
these
a role.
certain people. Like alphas need sigmas. As much as alpha wants to lead and everything, they're not the brains of everything. So you'll find out. Alphas they're the bronze. They're the bronze. That's what it is. That's what I would say Blake in this situation is. Blake would be the alpha of this pack. He's there. He's the bronze of it or whatnot. Now, is he a great thinker? Is he going to know how to maneuver a lot of things? That's still to be told. I don't know. But we'll see. But we'll move on.
Honestly though, Jay, I don't know who's the damn alpha or who.
I will put it out of this bunch.
Yeah,
now,
I don't know. I can't call that.
Is he a true one? I don't know if he's a true one. I haven't seen a true alpha on the show since Calfani, to be honest.
You know who else was an alpha? It stood out to me. This guy, he wanted to get Liz back. It was when Liz and it was there, brought her ex-friend, her ex-boyfriend, or someone to meet Chris. Was it David? Yes,
David?
Yeah.
You so think David he was an alpha?
No, not David.
Oh,
I'm talking about the guy.
Her ex-boyfriend.
Yes, ex-boyfriend. Oh. Yeah. He came on there. He told him exactly how he felt, and alphas will do that. They don't care how you feel. You'll get these words.
For these hands. Right.
Oh, right. One or the other. Pick one. Choose wisely. Choose wisely.
Facts.
I appreciate that about an alpha.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to appreciate about each one of them. Like Omega, Alpha, Sigma. It's a lot to appreciate, but you just got to find the right mix for you. And I think if men find the right mix for them as women, that'll be even better as well, because they're women alphas, women omega, women sigma as well. So I think when people talk about the 5 love languages and your Myers-Briggs or personality test, I think they should include the Greek in there as well. So that's just my personal opinion when it comes to finding a good partner for you. You know,
we need to find an app to identify. Oh, thank you, Corey. We need to go and find us an app that identifies if you're an alpha, omega, sigma, all of that.
Oh, you can take a test. You can take a test for that too.
Yeah. But I'm saying let's go ahead and work on that.
Let's do that. Hey, I'm with it.
You know them apps inventions.
Right.
But yeah. Especially from a black point of view. I mean, they may have it, but is it blackity black? Is it black AF? That's what we need.
Okay, Kenya Barris. Shout out to him.
Video drops tomorrow. I'm working on that. I'm gonna drop the video tomorrow. Watch.
So we're gonna move on because I know we on the time crunch a little bit, but we're gonna talk about the last person that was down in the bottom 4. Of course, Dre, our little Dre. I shouldn't say that like that. That's cute, but and you know the dilemma with that. It's been a debate. Of course, he is not the tallest of the bunch or whatnot. But I still personally feel it's deeper than just his height. Now, I know a lot of women on the show was referring to, well, the women that we heard speak on him say that it was his height and stuff. But I personally say it was more than that because I say your confidence goes a long way. I know short brothers with mad confidence. And I'm not talking about he wasn't confident enough to talk to people. But when you watch how he stands, he doesn't stand straight up either. Like you're short and you're standing hunched over a bit. And I say that because I know tall people that do the same thing, that they're not secure about their height as being super taller than everybody, that they kind of hunch over and they bend over and they walk. Libba, now you better stop that because you know that's 5'10". You better be 5'10" and proud with all them legs, girl. I'm not.
That's right, my tall sister. I mean, no offense, brothers, but let us have this second right now, okay?
Right, because you know.
No, Corey, don't turn it off. Damn, I didn't mean it like that. So.
And I'm not gonna lie, we women, we do love a tall man, or what we do love a tall man, especially us tall women. We have a trouble finding them. Okay, first of all the 5'2" women want to steal all the 6'8" people from us. I'm like, child, what you gonna do with that? Like, stop playing. Like, can I get one? But you know that we do, and I was explaining to somebody else that a lot of time it's because it's a sense of security, having a man that is kind of like bigger than us in a way. When he hugs us, we feel. Me personally, I like a good bear hug. I like to be wrapped in the arms of something like a little bit bigger than me, a little bit muscular than me. You don't want to break it. You don't want to break it. Yeah. You there we go. Flex for me. You know, I like that.
Well, I will say this, that in terms of, what was his name, Dre?
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a cute little he was cute. I think we put him into the cute category.
Listen, Liver, no man wants to be considered cute. That is not a compliment. I'm sorry, that's not a compliment. Hey, you're so cute. Cute as a compliment.
Oh, you're so cute.
Cute for monkeys.
Right. Don't call me cute.
But that was what it was, though.
Right. There you go.
Handsome. Y'all don't want to be pretty either. Y'all just want to be handsome and rugged and raw. I think that he was cute. Like a little, and I say that, and I'm not even referring to his size yet, but I'm talking in terms of his personality. He was pleasant enough. He was pretty enthusiastic and engaging. So I think he had a fun personality. I think that was not the group for him, though. Again, it was kind of misplaced, right? We have to go back to the beginning of your conversation. And one of the things that we were saying is that they typecast a lot of people, right? They always need the people that they want, their quirky people who they want to get rid of first, right? There's always a formula. If you're too unique, if you're too honest, if you're too real, they're not going to want you to be on that show very long because that doesn't necessarily generate ratings, right? unless you get into a fight with somebody. And for people who are real, you're not going to fight, not to, well, let me back it up. You're going to try your best not to fight or get in some kind of argument with anybody on national television. Okay, so let's just say that, especially regular working adults. But in terms of Dre, I wonder how tall he is. Because a lot of those women look super duper little, even with heels on. So
okay,
I'm wondering.
So when he was standing, when Tommy came out, and I think he was announcing Rashid and Simone. If you look, he's standing behind Corvea, and all you see is his fro. And mind you, she's
taller, right? He about to have
yeah, that's all you see is his fro behind her, and mind you, she's in heels. So he's not particularly tall because she looks small, and I could be wrong because I took you guys a lot smaller than what you guys were.
Yeah, and he's not a little person.
No, so he's not.
He's not a little person. So I think that it goes back to what some of the women were saying, though. You do want to feel some kind of sense of security. I've even said it. You know, I've dated shorter men. I don't want to feel like I have to be the person that if somebody run up on us, that it's going to be me that react. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we're not doing that. And so that is kind of what I sensed from him too. Like, they didn't necessarily feel like he's a protector. I wonder if he lives with his mom or, you know what I mean? Live in a basement, like 3-4 roommates. Is he still living in a college dorm? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have questions. That's why I say cute. Like, he seems cute. Like, I don't know. Has he lived on his own? What kind of life experiences he have? That's all I was wondering.
Yeah.
Boy, live is tough, boy.
Boy. I'm talking about for real.
Am I tough?
Yeah, it is. Ooh.
Okay,
you want to go first, Fernando?
I'm not judging the brother, but I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of vibes. Like, he seemed like he need his own little sitcom or something.
I'll let Fernando go, and then I'll go there. Go ahead, bro. Good.
I guess I'll say off rip. The second he started rapping, I knew he wasn't gonna make it. I said, "Oh yeah, his shit done." And it wasn't even a bad rap. I just knew that the fact they showed that you rapping, it's never a good look. It's never a good look. But I applaud him for doing it. Like, you're only there for a couple hours. You gotta do what you gotta do and try to make an impression. He seemed a little quirky. He seemed a little glasses. He seemed a little geekish. And it's the fact that I feel like every season they have a sacrificial lamb. Like, you see them on the episode, you're like, bro, you ain't got no chance. And it could have been me on my season. I was sacrificial lamb. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of how it is.
I don't remember why though.
But like, I applaud him. But he tried, but then, like, you see why he got eliminated, not just because of his height. Him talking to Marcia, I believe her name was. They were on the bench, a little swinging bench, talking, and everything he said was like a little, you know what I mean, like a little.
He needs some game.
Odd. Like, he needs the game, exactly. Because things he was saying, she was like, "No, you shouldn't do that." He was like, "But I do it anyway." Like, no, sir, you gotta know how to, you gotta flip it. You gotta know how to adjust. Gotta read the room. Gotta understand the conversation. He wasn't doing that. He kind of kept going on and on, asking about kissing the first date and stuff like that. Just for me, just a bit more aggressive in my opinion. So like, he was trying a little too hard in certain instances, certain conversations. So that might have made it worse for him too, on top of his height.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm be honest with you about my thoughts on Dre. I think he lacked confidence. I think he came in lacking confidence. He came in and he knows he's short. And I personally believe that's the reason why he got his fro as big as he has it, to make him appear taller. I think it's a serious thing for him, when it comes to his height. Like, he knows that's a disadvantage. But as you guys stated, other things that he has to incorporate other things, be good at those things to overlook the height situation. So to me, I do think it has something to do with the confidence and talking to women. He doesn't know how to talk to women. Fernando made a great point when saying that, asking a question of, do you kiss on the first date? That to me says that he's one of those men who says what he's thinking when talking to women, and that's not always good. There are certain ways you can say what you're thinking to a woman, and it can be an engaging conversation. But it's other things, like, we know you're attracted to Marcia, we know that, okay? But for that to be the first thing, you put her on guard now. Like, is he going to try to kiss me? She's more worried about that than trying to understand what you're talking about or what you want to say.
Right.
So
Why
me,
pose that question? Right. Yeah.
exactly. And I've just met you. Why would it be the first thing that comes out? Because you're thinking about kissing her. You're thinking about how it would feel to kiss a woman like her. And he's on that's elementary or middle school, high school type
Juvenile.
of thing. Yeah, type of thinking. And he has to mature in that way before he can talk to a woman. That's okay being quirky. It's okay being having a sense of humor, but you have to place that humor the right way, especially dealing with women, because they can look at that as being geeky, like you said, being nerdy, and it's a turnoff because that also doesn't give that security. Because
Well, the
nerds,
other,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
The other thing is, look what he had on. So that's why I refer to him as cute. Like, okay, so he got a little pair of khakis, and I think he had on like a button up with it
All the
buttoned
way
up
up,
to there.
all the way up,
All the way up.
Yeah. So it's like his style, like, where'd you just come from? Did you come from the mall? Like, what are we doing here? It's a mixer. So I think that may have played a role. But I will say this, I'm pretty sure he's a great DJ. Like, he seems like he's fun. He seems like, I don't know if he's a radio personality or DJ, but I can see him really pumping up the crowd. He's probably really good at it, but he needs to finesse a bit and get a little bit more game, I think.
But that's what I mean. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Corey, go ahead.
I just want to make this point really quickly. What I will say, I know I said this earlier in another live, that he's approaching 40. He's 39 years old.
Wait. He's 39?
Yeah, he's
That's
39
what they
years
had him
old.
for.
Yeah. So he's 39 years old and he's approaching 40. It's my firm belief that men who are approaching 40 who are saying they're rappers should no longer use that as a career. It's a hobby. Because it gives a woman a sense of, okay, you still hold on to this dream. Bills are paid, bills need to be paid, and you're trying to get in the studio and you're not getting paid from this hobby, but you want to say it's a career. That, to me, I just think that he should reword it. That I think men in general should reword it if they're up in age like that, to say that rap is their career if they haven't taken off yet. It's just my 2 cents on that.
I didn't know he was 39 trying to rap. I mean, my God, it's different to be 39 and already a rapper, but I didn't realize it. So, maybe not say it at all, like, or just say
I agree.
Maybe just say you are a content creator and leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Or just say you're in the music industry or whatnot.
Yeah.
We don't need to know. You could.
I didn't know he was that old.
But that's what I'm saying about the confidence, though. He has confidence because, of course, he's a radio producer. He's a DJ as well. So you're in front of people all the time. But as far as with women, that's a different thing. I can be confident in front of a crowd of people. I can be over this, but when it comes to a one-on-one presentation, or just a small crowd, or just being around women, am I that same person? And a lot of little things that we were seeing when he was talking with Marcia, even to interrupt that date that Marcia and somebody else was all talking to, that he had a little awkward interruption on that. So It's just the way he carries himself and all of that. We pick up on that. You guys pick up on the things of how our hair is and how we dress. We pick up on how you walk into a room, how you carry yourself with the things that come out of your mouth. We pay attention to that type of stuff. And we're like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to keep feeding your ego every 5 seconds. I'm gonna have to keep building you up. And if I don't have that in me, it's going to be a lot of work for me. And I would probably write you off. Like, I just don't have time to reassure you all the time.
Well, the other thing too is, let's be very clear, radio personalities and DJs, they get a lot thrown at them, honey. So he should be used to women flocking after him. However, maybe that's not necessarily the case. I will say that he seems to be a very nice person. He seems like he's probably fun and light and sweet, but I definitely feel like he needs to finesse his game a bit.
And actually, while his hair is braided, he's actually nice looking. He's very nice looking with his hair braided. I've seen the picture of him with his hair braided, so it's not like he's not bad. Actually, with his hair, he kind of gives me Ludacris in a way. And Ludacris is not a very tall person, but it's just a different demeanor about when he carries himself, So that's what I'm saying. Like, you just got to carry yourself with that confidence sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, can we remember it's still the first episode? and the first
True.
time possibly being around the cameras and just the anxiety and everything. So for myself, I
Yeah.
came across nervous. I was sweating. I'm always sweating, but still, I was nervous in the beginning. And so you see that conversation on TV, you're like, oh man, the guy's kind of awkward. But liver, you know me, you know how I get down. You know what I'm
You
saying? I'm that
cool.
guy. But when you see the episode and it's that first time and the cameras around and it's just
Then they chopped it
the
and screwed
process
it.
itself, then they chop it and screw. I'm not gonna go to chop and screw. I'm gonna leave the edited part alone because that's the given. But just the fact of what they showed, I did look awkward. I did have my
Me too.
weird moments. And the conversation with Joy didn't go so well. So because of that, you got to remember that it's that first episode, first time being in an environment, being in a situation. He may have been awkward because he just was nervous or just had anxiety. And then maybe
Mhm.
throughout the day, he might have got better, but at that point, it's already too late. People already
Too
made
late.
their judgments
Yeah.
about you, they made their ideas about you already, and they already kind of feel a certain way about you and they kind of moved on to the next guy.
I agree. And you know what's interesting is that, thank you for that, because I mentioned that earlier. Once those cameras are on you and you have all these people watching you, you don't know, you're a fish out of water. And even if you are a radio personality, this is TV. It ain't radio.
Mhm.
You know,
It's
and
not
a
ready.
lot of times these radio personalities, they're behind the mic. Like they don't want to be in front of the mic. Like they're behind the mic, you know, for a reason. So I agree with you. I think that there was a lot of nervous energy. Some people adapt very well to that type of atmosphere. Others, you know, not so much, including myself. I wasn't that good under those types of circumstances either. So it didn't feel natural.
Yeah. All right. One last little topic before we go, because I know it was another big one or whatnot, but it was Corvea and her standards as far as wanting you to like live on your own. Now, how did you guys feel about her and Lyndon's? Is it Lyndon? I said it right.
Lyndon, yeah,
Lyndon's
yeah.
back and forth, their little conflict as far as him having a roommate, uh, and her not wanting anybody with a live-in partner or a living roommate. So I say,
I mean, let's just be real. And somebody come over the house, I invite somebody over to my place, and I got a roommate at my house, like they're not going to be as free, as open, as revealing, as comfortable if someone else is there living in the home. Whether it's upstairs, downstairs, whatever, however the makeup is in the house, it's still somebody else in the home. So you got to act accordingly and you have to think about that person and consider that
mm-hmm.
person when you're doing things. I don't want to do that. I'm too old to be doing that. So, if that's Lyndon's situation, I respect it. We all got to go through certain things. It could be just a phase for him, a momentary thing. But we're on the show trying to find love, and I can't fathom falling in love with somebody who has a roommate. I couldn't do it. I might not say it on TV. I might not announce it like that. But personally, I understand where she's coming from in that situation.
She told him to figure it out.
Yeah, she was a little rough. She definitely was a little harsh. Like every time she said something behind it, it was just like, but you can do this. It's not that hard. I was like, damn, shorty, get a man a chance. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Liver.
Oh.
So I will say this. I appreciate a woman with standards. So let me start there. So I appreciate a woman who, has certain standards for herself. I will also say we have to be careful being so judgmental of people. You don't necessarily know their circumstances. So to discount someone that quickly, to say you got to be by yourself. Well, shit, my roommate is my child, so does that count? You know what I'm saying? So I think that what happens is, especially as a cute little young something, you got your list. He has to be this. He has to be that. Blah, 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 blah. And if he doesn't have him, well, girl, I don't want him. She's going through that phase. And because she's a cute little hot number, she's probably able to get what she wants from a man, or, she's probably accustomed to certain things, and that's cool. But I think you can't necessarily be so harsh and come across as judgmental. And also a bit entitled in some ways. And not to say that she is entitled, but it just came across as a little stuck up, like a little, condescending in a way. And what's for you is for you, but I think what she realized is she stuck her foot in her mouth when she was like, well, do you live alone? And it's not that she was interested in him, but when the man said, nah, she totally dismissed him altogether. He was saying he was having problems, blah 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 blah. She didn't want to hear none of that because she was like, next. And so there lies not an issue, but a potential obstacle. I'll be very curious. I'm pretty sure she's going to make it to the end, or she's not going to make it far. It's either going to be one of the two. Either she's going to make it to the end, or she's not going to go very far because she's going to have she's not going to find what she wants. She's going to be really picky, potentially.
Do y'all see it as a woman, and here in the situation, a guy has a roommate? Would you feel like his finances aren't as good as it could be, being that he has a roommate? Do y'all see it that way?
If he's struggling with a roommate, yeah.
If he's struggling with the roommate, his situation, like after he kind of explained some stuff, I took it as possibly one or two things. One, your last minute have to move out, so you just need you a place to stay. Without him trying to justify it, I would have just took it as this is temporary, and I'm in a transition while I try to figure out something, and it's saving me money for something I do like.
Yeah.
With him kind of trying to justify it, I feel like he might have got comfortable in it, and he felt some type of way about her bringing it up. I don't know how long he's been living with the roommate. That's another question she could have asked. I don't know if she asked it and we did forgot that or whatnot. But that would have been like a follow-up question. Well, how long, if it's me and I have this standard that I don't want you living with a roommate, well, how long you been living? What are your plans on moving forward? And of course, that depends on if I'm interested in you. So I might ask these questions. She might not be interested, so she's not going to ask these questions. It's just like, you said enough, we're done, but for me, I would have probably asked more questions because I try to have been more interested on like how we get here. Are you comfortable in this position? Are you trying to stay here? What are your plans moving forward? When do you plan on moving out and finding something? Because I get sometimes it's like, I want to move into my right place. I don't want to just move into anything. I want to move into something I'm very comfortable in. And sometimes that does take a little bit of time.
Jay, so a couple of things. You're not going to ask those type of questions, or he's not going to answer those types of questions in front of a camera. And, so to me, it came across as uncomfortable, like, we about to go into, uncharted territories. And so the other thing is that you pose those types of questions if you're interested.
That's what I said. She might not have been interested, so she just wrote it off and don't ask anymore.
She's not necessarily interested. And I think for her and Fernando, I was answering your question, not of him, but of her potential mindset. Like, do you have a problem if someone had a roommate and they were struggling? Like, you just never know what people's circumstances are. You just really never know. Now, if he is not responsible and is reckless and careless with his finances, that's one thing. But if he's trying to build and, buy a house or something like that, that's totally different. We all have circumstances in which, we don't necessarily anticipate, right? And so you do what you have to do. So I respect him for that. But the other thing is, think about his line of work too, right? Yeah. So if he a bartender, because that's kind of, am I
bar
right?
Manager. Yeah, he was a bar manager.
A bar manager, bartender. So then, it may take him a while, especially with the pandemic and people, restaurants being closed and blah, 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 blah. So that could have been like a major hit for him, so no judgment, but she ain't interested. That's not who she wants at all.
But see, that's the point right there. She's not interested, right? So I don't mind her also having her own choices of what she wants, what she likes, what she doesn't like. But I felt like she kind of put her foot on his neck about this situation, belittling him and telling him that he's not this or he's not that, or saying those type of men aren't this or that was wrong.
Yes.
I also feel what was wrong was when she incorporated all the other ladies in on his situation. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool to say, okay, ladies, how do you guys feel about Lyndon having a roommate? She didn't say, how do you guys feel about Blake saying 87% versus 13%? And that would have been more of a conversation I would expect her to incorporate all the ladies, because he said that around a group of ladies. So to ask that question is one thing, but a one-on-one conversation I'm having with you, now you're killing my chances with them because you're not interested in me, and that's not fair.
It's not.
I didn't like that.
That's why I said I was having that thought. I was watching this episode. I was like, we need to normalize counseling people in silence. We don't have to tell them or tell everybody that we're not interested in them. I mean, we could tell them if they ask us or whatever and be like, I'm good on you. I'm good. But we don't have to be rude or condescending or anything when we just dismiss a person. And we can just do that in our head and just check them off like, okay, you're just not the person for me. And I was kind of like proud when he said it in his confessional, like, you know what, I just know this is not the person for me. Now, hopefully as we go forward, that don't change and he stay with it, because you already know she ain't trying to deal with nobody with no roommate. So let's not double back on her.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, her not necessarily, but again, I agree with Corey. It was more of her approach, and that, her foot on his neck is more of the issue. But there's nothing wrong with saying, no, I want a man who is a homeowner, who's highly educated, blah blah blah, but I think it was more of the delivery and her totally dismissing them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm all for having your boundaries, having your standards. You should know your worth and all this, but you don't have to put nobody down in that process because they don't live up to your standards. All it is you're just not the one for me. Thank you.
And it's easy for you to get caught up in it, y'all. So just like, we're talking here, you may say something and perhaps she, continued on. Like, we don't know that. Like, perhaps the conversation was an additional 30 minutes of them really talking about it. We don't see that. We don't know that. Right. So let's keep that in mind too.
Yeah. True. That's what I said. I don't know what was all said, but it was just some parts of it when she just was basically like, figure it out. It was like, you could have kept that part in your head. Like, I watched it back to see if it was off camera. And then when it was kind of halfway off camera, but when the camera came back, that figure it out part was coming out of her mouth. So I was like, you said this in this moment right here.
But Jay, what you got to understand is they can have that.
I know it could still be part of something else.
Yes. So please know.
I know. But it's just like whatever. Between that and a couple of other things that was said, it did come off in a way where it was a bit judgy. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad that you have your standards, but because people don't live up to your standards, you don't have to judge them so harshly for it.
Or dismiss them, your place. Right? Or dismiss them. Like, I think
you never know, because that person could potentially be a good friend that leads you to your person. You know what I'm saying? You can make a good friend out of that person and they can have somebody else in their life that is for you. And you just cut them off. Or future reference, you might need something that person has access to later on. So sometimes you shouldn't burn your bridges so early with people.
Or judge them, right?
Yeah. Just, go through some things with them first. And if they do some things, then it's like, all right, I wasn't trying to see you this way. Now, cross me as a friend too. Good. Nah, I'm good. But, before we even make a friend out of it, like.
And he easily judged her. I mean, he easily was like, yeah, that ain't the one for me. So it goes both ways, right?
Yeah. But, we didn't get him saying it to her, but he kind of said it.
Well, he said it. No, he was like, I never. I mean, I think he
said it in a confessional, but so she's seen it now. So, we'll chalk it up to they're good friends.
Or not. Girl, you don't understand. There's so much drama. There's much more. I'm sure you can attest to this, Fernando. It's much more drama behind the scenes and after the show than that is ever on the show.
Fernando said he stayed away from it all. He got voted off early, so he didn't have to worry about none of it.
Oh, no, I heard everything. I heard everything.
That I was about to say that ain't true. It's not about being voted off because we're all part of this community. You know what I mean? So no, honey, that don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean anything.
Listen, I already know. Just talking about the show, I'm in drama. I'm like, how am I in the drama? I don't even know.
Right.
Oh yeah. I didn't make it to DC to meet y'all yet. I'll be out there though, Liva. I'm gonna make my way because I know I gotta come hang with you.
Come on, boo. I was missing you. I was like, where's Jay?
I know when he changed the schedule, it messed me up because the 2 back-to-back weekends I just couldn't do. So I was just like,
we missed you.
I was blown. Definitely blown.
I know. I'm gonna come though when it get back warm again because I can't do cold. I can't do cold.
Come on.
Fernando, look, if I do cold, I'm gonna need me a nice big cuddle bear, okay?
Who?
Just
all right, cool.
He got you, girl. He got some nice ass coats
I got some nice coats too. Nice coats.
Oh, you got nice coat. I love me a good coat. Don't have me come steal your stuff now.
You got a nice coat game, girl.
You listen.
Women love stealing hoodies.
I'm a smooth klepto, okay? Like I'm like, let me just borrow the jacket.
Let me hold this for a
Never
second.
see it again. I'm gonna run
No,
home
you
in
see
this.
it.
I'm home in this.
You'll see it. I'll be wearing it. Like I'll probably wear it for you. I'm still taking care of your jacket. See, it's good.
It ain't lost.
I
That's
got
cool.
you.
I got plenty.
No, I'm just playing. Don't worry, people. I can come to your house. I ain't gonna touch your stuff. Jeez, I am not a klepto for real. Just like, with exes and stuff. I just take their stuff. That's
lightweight. I understand.
Yeah, t-shirts and things. Those are different. You got to leave with something. I
Little
can't
parting gift.
walk in shame. I just can't walk in shame in the clothes I came in. That's all.
There you go. Leaving a big T.
Exactly. That's all. That's how you started off. Then next thing you know, you got boxers, a jacket. No. Look at little face. She's like, what?
She got it all.
Oh, let me leave y'all alone. Y'all know I like to joke. I ain't about to change that part of me in 2023.
Never.
I ain't gonna change that part, But yes, we gonna get together. I know Houston is supposed to be in the summer, I believe. So if y'all can make it down there, I'll keep y'all informed on the dates.
Girl, you talking about Houston? I ain't doing Houston in July or June or August. Are you serious?
Oh my God, you don't like the heat? I can't do the cold.
Oh wait, Houston kind of heat is different.
I know it's different.
July and August and September. We can do May or June or October.
Come on, get them braids back, girl. Get them braids back.
Right. Yeah, but we can make it happen.
We don't make it happen, but I definitely want to see DC because I haven't seen that. I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I want to see it as an adult. I need.
Yeah, you come and we will take such good care of you. Like, first of all, I will say this: like our seasons. Well, I'm gonna start with DC. We're a very close knit bunch. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and so we look out for one another, and I think that we've done a really good job both seasons of merging together and doing stuff together, so you will have nothing to worry about when you come to the DC DMV area.
And there's a lot of tall baddies in y'all group, so I like it because I don't have to be the awkward tall one out of the bunch. Okay.
No, ma'am.
I love that.
And we got some cute little petite things too, though, girl.
I know where they always, the little petite ones, they always there. I love them too. But I love when my tall baddies be around. I'm not one of them girls that have to feel like I need to surround myself with different people to make myself look better. I love beautiful women being around me. I like to be the less attractive one out of the group, to be honest, because I feel
that will ever be the case. Wait a minute now. That will never be the case ever. So
trust me, I'm awkward. Look, I'm just as awkward as Dre. Trust me.
Girl, I that face, Fernando.
We'll see.
I am eccentric. I'm eclectic. I'm a weirdo, but I embrace all of it. So love you.
I do. D, you 5'10" too? Come on back. Come on, 5'10" club.
Hey D, 5'10". All right. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I love it.
And the fellas are tall too. Like I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1". I'm one of the short guys of the crew. It's crazy. Like,
I know. That's why I said, that's why I thought the ladies were short, because you guys had a lot of tall men around you guys in your season. So you guys had like extremely tall men. Everybody was like 6 above.
You got, not everybody, but you got Paul, you got Cliff. Who else? Fernando.
It's like
Cliff and tall. Donovan
tall. Cliff. Who?
Yeah. Donovan's tall too.
I think the shortest one is
Wiley.
No, Wiley, and then Wiley and them and Tori.
Yeah, because Corey's tall.
Tori was surprisingly only 5. He said he's only 5'11". That was surprising to me, or whatever. Tori's
5'11".
Yeah, he said he's like 5'11", 5'10", somewhere around there. So that was surprising to me.
Y'all. They're not short. I'm 6'1", and we're all around the same height.
That's what I said. Yeah, they had a lot of.
I was just thinking about me standing there on y'all and with my heels on. No.
With your heels on, exactly. With your heels
right,
on.
But I'm saying I would still tower over a couple of people. Jay, you would still tower over a couple of people.
Yeah,
but it's okay. It's all
but
right.
I mean, like, it's just like the majority of them were
And then
actually tall.
on DC, a lot of people are tall. Walt is tall. Nye.
Yeah, and he was taller than I was. I was surprised because he presents a little bit on camera shorter.
Who's
Then Walt, he does
Mhm,
present shorter
mhm.
on camera, but he's actually tall. Because when I found out how tall you and Sabrina is, I was like, oh, he is actually like a good at least
Courtney
6 foot.
too. Courtney's like 5'10".
Yeah,
Courtney's
she's
tall.
5'10"
Yeah,
too.
Courtney's tall.
With her big old fro, her big beautiful.
Yeah. So I was just like, you guys had some tall women, and I was taking you guys off for short until I had interviewed you guys, and then you guys were all like 5'10", and then so I was like, oh my god, so y'all had tall men on there. Okay, it started changing the perspective of the men. So for those people that like to say, yes, y'all women love tall men, we do because we tall. Hello. You know, I mean, sometimes I like my tree to be climbed, but most
or
of the time I like
chopped
trees.
or chopped down, girl.
Well, we gonna let y'all go. We gonna stop acting a mess with y'all. Me and Limba act a fool with y'all all day
We
long.
sure can. We need a session with all the tall women of RTL, okay? And then you can do one with all the short women, all the tall. You know, let's start off with the tall.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do like Housewives of Atlanta, talls and smalls.
Yes, honey.
The talls and smalls.
Yes.
For real. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you, Corey. I know you left. You had to go, for being here with me. Thank you, Liba and Fernando, for taking your time out to be here with me today.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
You know, I'm gonna get back onto our preparing for love segments. I know we have so much fun with that. Just, you know, grooming everybody to get ready to be in love with people again. You know, Liva found hers and stuff.
I'm
Congratulations.
So
I know he'll look a nice looking man, you know, and he already know what his future look like. Because you look just like your mama and she look good.
Thank you. I get it from my mama.
If y'all have not seen Liva's twin, y'all go check out her mama. She is just Liva's twin for sure. She don't look like she about 2 years older than Liva.
Girl, why? That's why I got so much confidence. I look at Bryn, I'm like, oh damn, that's what I'm gonna look like. So I'm good.
All right, Miss Knowles, get out here. And Fernando, if y'all want somebody, we still waiting on that travel vlog channel so we can know what the world look like when we don't get to go as much as you do.
Yeah, sure. We get a lot of traffic lately and a lot of like discussions and conversations. So next trip is next week. I'll be in DR and then San Antonio 2 weeks later. So
I just get no invite.
Did you just come from Ghana?
No, I didn't do Ghana this year.
Okay.
I didn't do Ghana this year.
Yeah, we have a few people in Ghana right now, so that
still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, New Year's next year.
Oh, no, still there.
So it's
Tasia was there last year, and she told him last year she was coming back. So yeah,
she's there. She's there right now. So, but
Tasia's still there, right? I'm a little jealous.
Please do a traveling vlog because you are just cool as a fan, honey. And I love all the video footage that you do. You do a really good job with this. So keep that up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And look, we're going to have to talk behind the scenes because we're going to have to get a Ready to Love road trip going. So, you know, so you just going to have to organize a whole like group trip so I can just
itinerary.
Just come party. You know
come to the East Coast. Come to the East Coast.
Yeah, I got to go all the way to the East Coast to make the trip. Can I just meet y'all there?
Girl, you better listen. You need to come so people can.
I'm coming. All right, I'm coming.
Yeah,
let y'all know I like to eat. Y'all better feed me or I'm gonna be angry. So make sure I got food. Okay.
Our crew is generous, very generous. So you're not gonna want for anything.
Oh, good.
All you need the ID.
Too.
Just have your ID to get in the club. You don't need your purse, none of that. You know what I mean? We got you. All the fellas take care of everything. That's what we do.
It's true.
I've heard that y'all.
You really might get roses, girl. You might get flowers and everything.
Oh, y'all gonna have me looking like Christina Rock? We're trying to beat y'all with the flowers after.
Big flowers.
It's happened before. It's happened before. So yeah, we'll take.
Oh, y'all trying to kidnap me? I see what's happening. We got to talk after.
You gonna say this East Coast living? I mean, y'all got the weather, but we got the people.
Yeah, I don't like people that much, but I like y'all, so we'll come.
Okay,
That's a
please.
good start.
I'll come. But yeah, I haven't been there. I've been there once as an adult, but I was there on the situation, so I need to be there. Yeah, I just need to be there.
Hmm.
You gonna come back, I promise you. Yes. Yes. It's
All
a vibe.
right.
It's a vibe.
What's the best time I should come? Spring?
I say like May through July, maybe. That's a good time frame.
After the
Maybe.
cherry blossom.
Yeah, cherry blossoms.
I came last time, I think it was September, October. I like the trees changing. I did like the leaves.
That's too late. No, you need to come shiny leg weather, honey. No.
Yeah, I need
I
to wear
always
as
say
little
that
as
though.
possible.
Huh?
LA
I
not
don't
used to
like
seeing
colors.
odd colors.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm New Orleans. We don't get colors at all. Like it just you get muddy waters and ocean and swamps. So no, we get green. That's it. Like the leaves don't change in New Orleans, and then LA. If they put the tree somewhere so it can make the area look like somewhere else while they filming, then we get those colors. But you got to go to certain neighborhoods for it.
Well, you ain't coming for the colors, so like come back in the fall sometime. But definitely, when it's real
Come in the
social
summertime.
out, right? Come spring, late spring, early summer. I think that would be better for you.
Yeah, because when
Day
I was a kid, I
parties.
came late. I came late summer because we had our family reunion down there. So I
Yeah.
came late summer as a kid, but I need to be as an adult so I can just like run them streets. Because I heard Chocolate City. One of the basketball coaches when I was in college, he was from Washington D.C. and he used to always talk about it. So yeah, I gotta come
It's
check
a
it out.
great place. It's a beautiful place. So
All right, I'm in there. Y'all got me sold.
good.
Y'all prepare for me to be kidnapped and doing a live from DC, y'all.
Might take it. Might
She
take it to
might be
Baltimore
right
too.
here. Y'all gonna be
Oh,
like, that
definitely take
backdrop
me to
was
Baltimore.
familiar.
Take it to
I told you I
Baltimore. Take
got
it to
friends from
Baltimore.
there. Yeah, you gotta take me over there.
Yeah.
Look
Show you
at
where
her
I'm
face.
from.
Look at her face.
Be ready, honey. Baltimore is a whole different city, honey. We don't even consider Baltimore and Maryland. It's different.
Mm-mm. Whole different state.
I know.
Whole different
It's
state.
Baltimore is
different.
its own state.
It's
Ain't no
different.
DMV. We Baltimore. We
Y'all
Baltimore. That's it.
Baltimore.
That's
Be
what's up.
more. That's it.
Baltimore.
Where you
Be
from?
more. Be
You
more
can't say
careful.
Baltimore. You can't say Maryland. Baltimore can't claim Maryland. You just got to say Baltimore. That's
You
it.
say Baltimore,
There's
that's it.
Maryland, then there's Baltimore, then there's DMV. All different
Right.
places.
Yeah.
All different
Baltimore's
places.
own little island.
It's good
Okay.
though. You just got to make sure you know somebody who's familiar with the areas and the best places to eat and all of that.
Yeah, I know. I've heard of Baltimore how it is. I've heard. I've seen some places in there. So I was like, okay, yeah. I'm good. I've been to some rough areas. I can do it.
It's
I mean,
not even
take
about
the tour
roughness.
guide.
It's not even necessarily about roughness. It's just a different kind of
It's
environment.
just different.
It's like one block you looking at like a stadium, and then the next block it's like meth
Trap
heads.
house.
You know what I'm saying? So or
Yeah.
trap house. So you just
Fixer
gotta,
uppers and things.
yeah.
We'll say it
Boarded up
nice.
houses. Yeah.
I know. I did hear a lot of the community has been like shut down for a long time. Like,
And their homeless population is different. You know what I mean? Like homeless people in DC is way different than homeless people in Baltimore. Like Baltimore, they've had it hard, because some of their drugs are different, so but don't be
But
afraid at this
also,
point.
Baltimore's had a lot of gentrification going on as well. Similar to DC, a lot
Yeah.
of gentrification going
is
on.
being built
A lot
up
of
different.
yeah, they're buying out
Mhm.
all those vacant properties and making them to like nice
Mhm.
apartments, nice places. So
That's
before
good.
nobody's outside, now they walking their dogs and stuff. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
where
that
I'm at? This still
gentrification.
Baltimore? Okay.
That
Yeah.
reminds
And
me of
that's
a
the
friend I
thing.
got. That's a comedian. She's from New York, and she did that. She went back to New York, and all the gentrification was going on. She was like, "What is this? Is Central Park? What? Like,
It's
she's
not
like,
all
"Y'all
bad
in
though,
New York?"
Jay. That's the point. It's not all bad. So,
Facts.
I think that a lot of times with the media, you only hear negative and bad things. But Baltimore, there's a lot of great things that are happening there, and a lot of
Thank you,
thriving
Liver.
Black business. You're welcome. And
I
a lot of
I
thriving
like
Black
places with
business.
a lot of history. I like places with a
Got
lot of
plenty of it. Like
yeah.
there's a lot to
Mhm.
choose from. So don't be afraid. I say that to all of these different Black cities. Don't be afraid of your
Oh no,
own people. And
I'm
not
from
saying it's
Black
you,
City,
but
so
yeah. But that's what we only hear. Like you hear like only bad things, and that's not necessarily true. So thank you, Lydia.
Oh,
Baltimore is cool.
Thank you, Lydia.
they said
And I
best
see Mimi
seafood, so
saying
you
best
got me in.
seafood. Facts.
Yeah, they got
Facts.
me in
Yeah.
there.
Best
You got
seafood.
me in
Hands
there
down.
already saying best
Like
seafood.
DC food kind of trash because DC is very like a lot of transplants. So you gotta go to like a certain my bad liver.
Okay,
They go
so
to certain black
thank you guys
spots.
in the
They go to
chat for
black
starting
spots
a
in DC.
fight. Thank you guys.
Don't
Appreciate
do
you.
that. You got it, Fernando. You sound like you don't know the good places to go in DC or DMV for the damn seafood. But yeah, there's a lot of good places. And I'm allergic to it all. So, I still got to rep my damn city.
Okay, all right, you got it. You got it.
Thank you, people in the chat, for starting this fight. Thank you. But yes, thank you all for attending. Please, if you guys agree with anything that we said, leave those in the comments. I look forward to y'all having this discourse with me, as well as if you are, and I'm gonna have to put it in the description box. I have Fernando's information in there. Lib, I didn't put yours because I know I added you last minute, but I will add yours in the description for they can find you on Instagram. So you
And
guys,
TikTok.
I guess, yes. Oh, is the same thing on TikTok too as well?
Uh-huh.
Nation. Okay,
Yep.
perfect. I'll put it down in there. But you guys follow my guests as well on their Instagram pages. As you guys can see, they're posted here. Liba Nation and Try Being Savage. They got some great content. Liba will tell y'all everything y'all need to know in the DC area. And of course, you keep up the travels with Fernando. He is like always everywhere. So you'll know where you can go and where you can't go, where you're safe and where you ain't safe. He
That's
gonna
right.
let you know.
There you go. Ultimate tour guide. I got you.
If you guys have anything else you guys want to add before we get up out of here.
No, I just I'm very interested in this Miami cast and where it's going to go. I kind of agree with a lot of people. I do feel like the first week they should not eliminate people. They need the opportunity to get to know one another. But best of luck to the two that were just eliminated. Just know that this is not the end. It's only the beginning. And oftentimes being the first eliminated is one of the best things that could happen to you. So I don't know if that's going to be the case in this situation, but it certainly was the case for me. What about you, Fernando?
Well, I'll keep it 100. I've been fortunate enough to enjoy the process outside of the process. How about that? So I've had my own journeys off of the process just by being there. So I'm thankful to have the door opened. And once the door was open, I met this person, met that person, got to know them outside of the process. And it was a realer connection. So some of my closest people around me now are from the show, but you don't see it on TV. And I think that's more natural and that's realer. So granted, I would love to have been there for the whole time, do the whole process and see how far I made it. But I made genuine connections because of it. And at this point now, I've been adopted by the DC cast just by being there. So Potomac, they cool, but I'm DC now. Damn, I'm DC.
Hey!
And that's what it is. But like I'm first eliminated, you never would think that. Like I thought I'd be eliminated. I'm going home, never see these guys again. And instead, I kind of made friends and networking and opportunities and events and everything have come from just being there on that first day. So don't give up, don't quit because it's only the first day. Like you have a lot more coming to you, and just look forward to being open, being honest, and just enjoying the process and the journey as you go forward.
That's right. And then the last thing really quickly is that oftentimes people feel like the first to be eliminated are the people who deserve it or that they're less worthy or whatever else. And that's not the case. So please don't take this elimination personally. Take advantage of all the different opportunities, not necessarily just, for work or whatever, but the chance to have like this family bond. Take advantage of it. People will question like, well, why is Liba being interviewed or why is Fernando? They were the first one interviewed. Well, we've all developed relationships with each one of these people or some of these people, and so with that, we have been very fortunate to be selected to be part of this show. And I would like to just remind the two people who were just eliminated that how successful, how fortunate you are to have been selected for this process, and just know that it's a blessing, and keep on honing in on that blessing because more blessings will come your way.
I love what you said there, Liba, because interviewing you guys, I did you, Fernando, not like an interview, but I had you on for Preparing for Love and I interviewed Liba, and it was just getting to know you guys the way that we can't get to know people on the show. based off of that. And it was just like, I look at it as why are you going? Why were you going first? Why are you going? And you know, you always say, "Live, my person wasn't there," and whatnot.
True.
So it's like it's a gift to me. It might be a gift and a curse, but it's a gift in a way that, you know, sometimes you just know my person's not there, or I wasn't for anybody there, and it gives us a way to actually see you guys in a more positive
who we are,
light.
right?
Yeah, in a more positive light, instead of an edited version that you have to now explain and do all of these things to get us back to liking you. So take it like you said, take it as it comes. It's a blessing a lot of times. And I always say your person may not been on the show, but they now see you. So keep them DMs open, even though these two don't ever want to tell me what be going on in their DMs. You know, not much going on in Liba's no more. But Fernando, I know his DMs be popping, but he don't ever want to share the info with me, y'all. I'm just saying.
Nah, listen, y'all bloggers, y'all be doing too much. I can't be telling y'all what's going on. That's why
I'm not that type of blogger. You know, this is just for my own personal, you know. This is the actual first time that they found out that I even be trying to be all up in y'all DMs. You know, I just be trying to see what be happening. I'm nosy like that. Like, I'm the homegirl that be like, what they be saying to you? Like, for real?
Listen, I will say I got an inbox from a Brazilian artist, and she's like 24 million followers, and she makes hit music and something. I ain't gonna say her name, but she was on my DMs, and I was just like, she saw me. Okay, all right. So you just being on the show, you just don't know how many doors will be open, and opportunities that come from it. So like I said, just stay positive and stay open to the process and what can come next, man.
And this show is perfect for men. It's perfect. Like, a man will always benefit from being on this damn show. Woman, not necessarily, but a man, shoot, you're gonna be good for the rest of your life, player.
That's what I'm saying. I can't trust y'all after the show now. Them DMs floodgate.
Once they open, baby. Once they open.
You over here trying to close them back.
Open.
Pandora's box.
Yes, but we love it. Congratulations to you all for even making it here anyway, so we can have these conversations. And I truly, truly appreciate you guys for being so open with me every single time. I love it. We learn so much from you guys' experience and everything. And to my audience out there, appreciate you guys for being with me. If you're catching this on the replay, please leave a comment down below and a like, show some love. We are back at it. We'll be back some more. We'll be back Saturday again. We'll be back on our rotation. So Saturdays, possibly Mondays. Me and Libba still going to get our thing in the process, because now I'm not going to totally jinx it, but I have kind of secured so far. Right. So yeah, we getting there. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get you guys educated on some things in case you guys need some further on your health wise as us women. Are we going down these roads? So we'll be back with you guys again. Appreciate you all. Love, blessings.
Bye,
I hope you guys have new opportunities.
See you later. I'll see you. Y'all be safe.
Bye, Jay.